welcome to another practice with me. Today's practice is Boxing Day blessings. So you might in fact be practicing this on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, where we all kind of feel a little bit so this practice is hopefully going to bring you a little bit of extra comfort, a little bit of extra nourishment. So do feel free to bring in fluffy socks, cozy jumpers. I've even got a little cushion here for me to kind of invite in all that coziness to help really soften the body here after all the Christmas chaos maybe. So do feel free to bring those in also. And then when you're ready, find a little bit of space. We're going to come into a tabletop first of all. Let's bring the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then we're going to begin by sending the right leg directly back behind us, tucking the toes under and having this little rock forwards and back. So it's a little warm up for the wrist here. So as you kind of shift the weight forwards, the shoulders go over towards the fingertips. And as you press back, press that right heel back, stretching through the sole of the foot. Just a couple of times, nice and easy. Okay. This practice is also great if you just need to take a little bit of time out for yourselves. If we're spending a lot of time with family, and again, that can get a little bit overwhelming. So it's just nice to have these small practices, these small snippets of time just to be with yourself and your breath here. So let's take one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. Okay. And then from here, shoulders over the wrist, keeping the right leg extended behind you, but you're going to cross it over to the left, okay? You're then going to look past your left shoulder, see if you can look towards that right heel, finding a little side body stretch down the right-hand side, okay? Take a breath in, take a breath out. Let's breathe in to come back through the center, gaze towards your thumbs. You're going to lift that right leg, send it straight back behind you. Exhale, right knee comes in towards the chest, round through the back to create space. And see if we can softly step that right foot forwards. If it needs a little bit of help, take hold of that right ankle and kind of wiggle it further forwards. And then when we're ready, let's rise up into a low lunge, okay? And this doesn't need to be the deepest low lunge we have ever taken. Again, it's just that soft opening through the hips. We're actually going to focus a little bit on the wrists here. So we've just spent a little bit of time with all our body weight going down into the hands. So let's roll up through the wrists. So rolling the wrists one way, just a couple of times. Little lift up through the heart space here. And then let's change the direction, rolling the wrists the other way. Okay. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then from here, we're going to reach the left arm up. Your right hand is going to come down to your right hip here. Inhale, stretch it through the left arm. And as you exhale, take a little lean over towards the right. So again, another side body stretch, creating little pockets of space. Be super kind to yourselves here, especially if we haven't done so much movement, so much practice over the past couple of days. It's okay. Take another inhale. And take an exhale. As we inhale, let's come all the way up through the center. Right arm is going to reach up to meet the left. And as we exhale, we're going to send both hands down to the inside of this right foot. And maybe we'll wriggle that right foot out to the side slightly. Okay, so we're taking a lizard lunge here. As you come here, you may just want to have a little rock forwards and back, kind of encouraging the hips to sink down towards the ground. You could start to grab your cushion here, folding it underneath you. Okay, kind of bunching it up slightly here. If you wish, if you want to come that little bit further into the pose, you might slide the left knee back. We are going to be here for a little bit of time, so this is quite a deep stretch. Take your time. If we are living in quite an open body and we wish to come down onto the forearms, you might drop the elbows down onto your cushion. But again, if this doesn't feel great for you, come back up. Don't feel as though you have to stay in a place that feels a bit iffy. Come to a place that feels good. Remember, this class is all about comfort and nourishment. So if it doesn't feel comforting, maybe it's not where we need to be right now. Okay. And that cushion is just going to invite that little bit more softness rather than kind of bringing the elbows down towards the mat. It helps lift the ground up a little bit. Beautiful. Maybe we can let the hair drop a little bit. Feel free to invite a little sway from side to side. Okay. taking maybe 3 more breaths, and try to keep these breaths slow and steady. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Fabulous, really well done. From here, gently push down through the hands. You're going to rise all the way back up. We may need to slide this cushion out to the side for a moment. Lift up out of the hips, and then again, little rock forwards and back. Okay, so sinking back into the knee, inhaling here. Exhale as you lengthen that front leg, sending the hips back slowly. Well done. Just a couple of times, easing out of that hip space. Take one more inhale. And one more exhale. Okay, from here, let's lift up out of the hips slightly. Slide that right foot back just a touch. And then you're going to heel toe that right foot over to the left. See if we can drop the right shin down towards the ground. Now from here, we're going to come into our pigeon pose. So again, maybe we lengthen that left leg back slightly. Find your cushion, and again, you're going to bunch it up underneath you here. Okay, take a breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to let our chest maybe come down towards the cushion here. So you can kind of roll it up as high as you need it to be. Turn your gaze across to one side and let the upper body really relax into that cushion. So again, we've got fairly deep stretches. So we might be feeling this in the hips. See if we can send the breath down to the hips here, down to that space. Inviting that softness, inviting that release. And again, if it feels too much, we can ease out. And maybe we actually kind of drop the right hip down. Maybe we take the pressure out of the hip slowly, but still have this nice little cuddle with our cushion. So yes, if you need to drop the hip down, be my guest. Remember, this is your practice. This is your time to be however you need to be, move however you need to move. I'm just here as a guide. Lovely, well done. Let's stay for maybe 2 more breaths. One more, you got it. Well done, okay. As we inhale, gently lifting the head and heart back up, push down through the hands. Now, if you haven't got the right hip down already, we're all going to drop that right hip down towards the ground and then externally rotate this left leg so left toes begin to point up to the sky. Pull this right heel in slightly so your right heel kind of comes in towards your groin here. And then from here, let's bring the left hand just to rest to the inside of the left leg. Big sweep of that right arm up and over into a revolved head to knee pose here. Lovely, well done. This is one of my favorite stretches to come to. Again, stretching that top arm up and over. See if we can roll that right shoulder back. Well done. Take a breath. Take an exhale. Breathing in, we rise all the way up. You're softly going to let this right hand come down towards the top of the mat. You're going to push down through the feet, push down through this right hand. See if we can lift the hips up to the sky, sweeping that left arm up and over. Lovely, well done. And this is just for an inhale. And then as we exhale, we can let that left hand float down towards the ground and we can pull that left knee. So magically, hey presto, we come back to where we started, back into that tabletop. Take a moment to kind of slide that cushion out away from you, but make sure it's easily accessible as we come into those deep stretches. Okay, other side. So again, rooting down through all 10 fingertips. This time we begin to slide the left leg back, tucking the left toes under. And we've got that little rock forwards and back. Beautiful. So a little stretch down the back of the leg here. We may feel this in the hamstrings, maybe even in the calf muscle here. Beautiful. And then this time we're going to cross the left leg over to the right. So crossing it slightly over to the right hand side. See if you can then look past your right shoulder. Can we find that left heel? Beautiful. Breathe into the left side body. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Big breath in as we come back through the center. We're going to lift that left leg into the air. Exhale, rounding through the back, creating space as you draw that left knee in, and see if we can softly step that left foot in between the hands here. Well done. Okay, when we're ready, let's rise up into that low lunge. And again, this doesn't need to be the deepest, most extravagant low lunge we've ever done. Just finding that nice grounding through the legs, reaching the arms up. And again, let's release those wrists. So rolling the wrists a couple of times one way, and a couple of times the other way. Okay, and then from here we're going to reach the right arm up this time. Left hand is going to come down towards your left hip. Inhale, we reach up through those right fingertips and we take a little lean over to the left, finding the side body stretch down the right hand side this time. Beautiful. Take a breath in, breath out. Big breath in as we rise all the way up. Left hand comes up to meet the right. Exhale, we melt the heart forwards. And again, the hands land to the inside of that left leg. And we can wriggle that left foot out to the side, create a little bit more space here. Okay, we've got our first deep stretch here into that lizard lunge. So maybe you walk that right knee back just a couple of times. Find a place where you can stay, where you're still getting a little stretch, but it doesn't feel too intense here. There's this fine line between kind of being comfortable and then being really uncomfortable. So again, find the place that feels best for you. You might bring your cushion in, bunching it up underneath you, and then taking a breath. As you exhale, maybe coming down onto the forearms here. Lovely, well done. And again, see if we can send the breath down to that hip space here. Lovely, slow, steady inhales. Slow, steady exhales. Let the back of the neck relax, let the head hang heavy slightly. Notice whether we're inviting in any unnecessary tension. So are you clenching through the fists here? Are you interlacing the fingertips and really gripping on tight? Maybe we can soften. Maybe we can let the palms open up to the sky. Maybe that acts as a moment of surrender here. Okay. One more deep breath. One more exhale. Well done. As you breathe in, push down through the hands. We steadily rise back up. Maybe move the cushion just a little bit out in front, and then from here have a little rock forwards and back, lifting out of the hips, lengthening that left leg, and then sinking it back forwards. As you send the hips back, don't feel as though you need to lengthen this leg completely. Keep a little bend there. We're just lifting out of the hips. Okay. Take another breath. And an exhale. And then from here, again, we lift up out of the hips. We pull that left foot back slightly and then begin to wiggle it across over to the right. See if we can let that left shin come down into our pigeon pose. So let's slide the right leg back. Find your cozy cushion. Okay. And then again, if you want to drop down onto the left hip here, feel free to do so. As again, it's just that little bit more comforting here maybe. And then when you're ready, take a breath. Exhale, we let the heart come all the way down onto our cozy cushion here. And allowing you to soften. Beautiful. Again, just notice where we might be gripping here, where we may be holding on to any little bits of tension. See if we can just let it go. And again, letting go is a process. Doesn't mean we have to let go all at once. Let go little by little, bit by bit. Perhaps you can feel yourselves sinking that little bit further into the mat, letting your body weight entirely rest onto that cushion. Feeling supported here, feeling held. And then again, let's take one more breath in. One more breath out. Breath in as we steadily rise. Well done. Lift up through the heart space, and then again, if you haven't got that left hip down already, let's carefully drop it down. Externally rotate that right leg, so right toes point up to the sky. Left heel now comes just in front of your groin. Right hand to the inside of the right leg. Big sweep of this left arm up and over into that revolved head to knee. Lovely, well done. Okay. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, nearly there. Now as we inhale here, let's rise all the way up. Left hand lands now to the top of the mat. We push down through both feet. See if we can lift the hips. Big almighty push through that left hand. Sweeping the right arm up and over. Lift the heart up to the sky. It's just for an inhale. And then as we exhale, this time we're going to let the sit bones come all the way back down towards the mat. We're actually going to kind of turn around here. So you might turn to face the back of the mat here. Bring your left hand towards the left knee to gently push that left leg to extend next to the right, so we come into this little seat facing the back of the mat. Hopefully we've still got our cushion somewhere. We might bring it in here. So a couple of options. You're either going to bend through the knees and slide the cushion underneath the legs here, and then gently coming into the fold. This is going to take the pressure off the hamstrings here and let the upper body just completely relax over the legs. Or very similar, just slightly different, you're going to let the legs relax into the mat and bring the cushion on top of the legs. You might kind of send it lengthways and then kind of folding all the way down here. Beautiful. So choose a place that feels best for you. I think I'm going to take the first option today. I think that feels a little bit more cozy. So yes, you choose which feels better for you. You can try out both and then maybe having a kind of clearer decision which feels best. Lovely, well done. So you don't need to do the exact same as what I'm doing. Find a place that feels nourishing for your body and mind here. And just letting yourselves fold, so letting the shoulders kind of round forward slightly, feeling the stretch, the release across the lower spine here. The legs can relax, maybe the toes are kind of flopping out to the side slightly. Beautiful. And then maybe about 3 breaths here. One more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. Okay. Inhale, really gently rise all the way up. Walk your hands towards you, gently stacking up bone by bone, and then easing the cushion either out from underneath you or kind of sliding it to one side. You can actually come to sit on top of your cushion here if you prefer. Then we're just going to come into an easy cross. So sit bones down towards the mat, or again sitting on top of your cushion. Lovely. Coming to the closing of the practice. So shoulders consciously sliding down and away from those ears. Palms of the hands come together in front of the heart. Let's take a collective breath here. All together, deep breath in. Deep breath out. The goodness in me sees and honors the goodness and light in all of you. And we bow. Beautiful. Rise on up when you're ready. Opening the eyes, welcome yourselves back into your little yoga space today. Thank you so much for joining me today for that little comforting, nourishing Boxing Day practice. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Boxing Day or whatever day it may be you're practicing on. And I hope to see you on the mat very soon. All right, I'll see you then. Mwah. Bye.